What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to EP09. You know, it really seems like the conversation surrounding the dark horse going into this 2025 season is a little bit more substantial than what it's been in previous years. Carlos Thomas Jr. coming up at the Arnold Classic. You've got Colossus Ken going into the New York Pro. And I think we should consider JiHoonBang in the Classic Physique division in 4 weeks at the Arnold Classic. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Welcome back to EP09 Bodybuilding. JiHoonBang looks to be on point at 4 weeks. So the conditioning factor is a calling card for him, and it looks like he will be bringing it in full force. Looks like he's made some size improvements as well. I think the legs look bigger at this point. He still does need more size, I think, through the arms and shoulders and chest as well, really, when you look at it, to really balance out that physique. But that conditioning factor is definitely on point right now for JiHoonBang. After finishing 3rd place at the Korea Pro in 2023, this guy, I think, is looking to make his mark this year. We did see him qualify for that 2024 Olympia at this show. Absolutely ridiculous shape when it comes to classic. These classic lines combined with that conditioning definitely earned him that spot on the Olympia stage. Did not do as well as I thought he would do based on what I saw at this show. He ended up placing 16th, of course, tied for last place. Not his best physique that he brought to the stage, but if he can replicate this level of conditioning with some added size in all the right places, he can be very dangerous coming up at this Arnold Classic. I'm not saying that he'll make a top 3 call-out or anything like that, but the possibility could be there for top 5, top 6, you know, if he has made the improvements that I think he has made. I could see him mixing it up with maybe guys like Matt Grego or even Michael DeBull. Definitely a possibility. But the question is, has he improved enough in order to really make that happen? When he does finally make those improvements, like I said, mainly size in the upper body, he will definitely be very dangerous on any stage that he plans on stepping on. He definitely, I don't think, will win this Arnold Classic coming up, so we will see him compete more when it comes to the 2025 season. Where and when, I'll let you guys know. But I do expect to see this guy on the Olympia stage again. Absolutely ridiculous classic physique. You guys let me know what you think of JiHoonBang at 4 weeks out of the Classic Physique Arnold Classic, and let me know where you think he's going to end up placing in this lineup. One of the dark horses from the 2024 season, GoodVito, who did end up coming in and proving himself well beyond my expectations when he hit that Detroit Pro stage. Arguably could have won that show. Now, we are planning on seeing GoodVito compete at the Arnold Classic South America. I don't know if this picture is necessarily recent. It may be from a previous prep, but we do know that GoodVito made it up over the 300-pound mark this season, so we can expect, I think, a bigger and better version of GoodVito in this 2025 season. I think it's pretty obvious that the improvements have been made from a size standpoint. The legs look bigger, thicker from the back, but that midsection, from the back at least we can say, does still look like he's maintained that to a pretty decent degree. I mean, he doesn't look like he's widened across the midsection for a guy that you would expect being around his height, packing on this much muscle, and especially given the fact that many people were concerned that GoodVito would blow out his midsection someday. Well, it doesn't look like that's going to happen. As of right now, we are roughly about 9 weeks out from the Arnold Classic South America, and GoodVito will be a force to be reckoned with on that stage. The fans want to see this guy qualify for the Olympia this year. We wanted to see it last year. Unfortunately, didn't end up seeing that happening, but this is going to be the year for GoodVito. Like I said, one of the extreme dark horses from the 2024 season, definitely showed us that he's not just an Instagram bodybuilder. And I do think that we'll see him on that 2025 Olympia stage. This guy is too big, he brings too good of a conditioning factor, and there is going to be a pro show out there that he can definitely win. And then we'll see how he does in his rookie debut at the Olympia. You guys let me know what you think. Do you actually think GoodVito will qualify for the Olympia in 2025? Will it be at that Arnold Classic Brazil? Very difficult show for guys to come in and win these days. But I think it is fair to say we can expect to see the best GoodVito that we have ever seen on a bodybuilding stage in just 9 weeks. One competitor that we know is going to show up in shape, Shaun Clarida, looking absolutely ridiculous at 4 weeks out of the Arnold Classic, throwing his hat back in the ring in the open division, and he is coming in full blown. Working with Stefan Kinzel, it looks like they really found the formula to get Shaun's physique back on track. We did not see the best Shaun Clarida at that 2024 Olympia, unfortunately for him, losing out on that title again. But it certainly looks like he's regained that fullness and really that signature grainy muscle look that Shaun's always very, very well known for. I think it's part of what really won him his first Olympia title to begin with. He's starting to get that back. You can see it through the shoulders. You can see it through the chest. Still wide as a hose. Hasn't lost an ounce of size. I think he's sitting around 190 here. Shaun is coming in to do some damage of his own. Shaun recently appearing at the LA Fit Expo, even at 4 weeks out of the show. He talks about in his Instagram video about how important he feels it is to still get out there and meet the fans. And he actually has some choice words about competitors that may use getting close to the show as an excuse for not getting out there and shaking hands. You guys check it out here.
These individuals, these young upcoming athletes, male and female, are supporting you. They're buying your merchandise, buying the supplements that you promote and use. Obviously, me with Mutant. These people are using your code. Essentially, these people are putting food on your plate. All right? And this is the one thing that kind of irritates me with some of my fellow athletes is that I know a lot of you aren't, willing to travel and don't want to do expos and seminars and just want to sit home and collect a check. But what does that do for you? Honestly.
Especially in this age of social media, Shaun makes a very good point. The more exposure you can get as a bodybuilder out there, the better your career is going to be. Now, if you're not going to bring it to the stage because of the fact that you're traveling, things like that, Shaun also speaks in his Instagram video about simply being prepared. You have to prepare for that as part of being a professional athlete these days. You guys, I encourage you to go and check out the entire video. But regardless of that, Shaun Clarida looking absolutely ridiculous. I expect to see a full-blown version of Shaun Clarida at this 2025 Arnold Classic. Gonna be a tough lineup for him. I don't know if I'll have him in my top 6 as of yet, but look, you guys let me know what you think about the comments from Shaun Clarida going into the Arnold Classic. Are too many competitors sitting home when they should be out there meeting the fans throughout the season? You guys let me know. Well, there's no question that Nick Walker has had a lot to say lately. Going into this 2025 season, Nick knows that he needs to redeem himself. He knows that he needs to show up at his absolute best that we've ever seen. And from what we can see when it comes to the legs, of course, always the point of contention for Nick Walker, I do think that the legs are looking bigger. It looks like we're seeing more sweep with every update that Nick Walker is posing when it comes to the legs. Now, in fairness, these shots where you only see the legs can certainly make it look like they may be a little bit bigger than they actually are. But even in some of the full physique updates that we've been seeing from Nick, the legs are looking to be in better balance. Actually, in fact, one could argue that the legs are looking to be overpowering Nick's upper body at this point. Now, I don't think that's fair to say entirely, because when Nick does really put his foot on the gas and starts on his super supplements, he starts really pushing hard, he's going to fill out much more than what we're seeing here. This is a great starting point for Nick going into this 2025 season, but Nick actually is trying to prove a little bit more to himself than the fans when it comes to this 2025 season.
It's like, yeah, my back's against the wall now.
Right.
And it's certainly a 3-strike thing, and I'm on 2 strikes. My back, my legacy, my image right now is up against that wall. And now I have to come back and fix all of it and redeem it.
In a recent video on the Raw YouTube channel, I'll leave the entire video in the description below for you guys, really going all in on the fact that the last 2 years were not the ideal situation for Nick Walker. And honestly, Him just saying that he wants to get back to being the mutant that everybody knows and loves when it comes to Nick being on that stage. He wants to get back to that full-blown freak factor. He wants to get back to that confidence level that he definitely lost after skipping to Mr. Olympias. Talks about the excuses that he may have made going into those 2 years and why he wasn't showing up at his best physique-wise, and the direct correlation between his mindset and what he was presenting on stage. And it is most definitely true. We cannot see Nick Walker coming into the Pittsburgh Pro and losing to Martin Fitzwater. I don't think Nick can afford to lose to anybody going into this 2025 season. He is definitely up against some very difficult competition compared to when he took his third place win at the 2022 Mr. Olympia. But you guys let me know what you think about this version of Nick Walker. Do you think that Nick can get back to even a fraction of his former glory, to getting to the point where he can win a pro show, get back to that top 3 at the Olympia, and really silence all the haters? You guys let me know what you think about that in the comments below, but I'm going to wrap up the video right here. Again, thank you everyone for tuning into EP09. Be sure to like and subscribe.